These are three things that I wish I knew before becoming a public school teacher. One, I wish I was taught how to teach reading. I was taught how to teach reading based on disproven reading theory called whole language and balanced literacy approach. And up until just the last year or two, in the majority of American schools, that's what we had been using to teach kids how to read. They had completely neglected the whole body of research from cognitive research that showed how the brain should be taught how to read. And as teachers, we were not taught that. So we have nearly 2/3 of American students not reading on grade level. And the reading curriculum designers put profit over our kids. And then the educational, um, teacher colleges didn't teach us what we should have been taught to really help kids learn how to be skilled readers. So I know it's kind of shocking to hear that. And when I tell parents, they are truly shocked. And I bet they kind of side eye me like, nah, that's not real. Like she's making that up. But no, no, no. That is the truth. And if you want to learn more about that, you should definitely check out Emily Handford and her podcast called Sold a Story. And you will see that this is very much so the truth and shocking. Um, the second thing that I wish I knew before becoming a public school teacher is that uh, I was going into the classroom not having all of the solutions that I needed or all of the tools that I needed to be able to support struggling learners. So I was taught that a good teacher will support struggling learners by accommodating, modifying, and differentiating instruction. And I just assumed that I was taught the very best that was out there because at that point I have a bachelor's, I have a master's, I have a literacy certificate. I mean, I invested in my education as a teacher because I wanted to do right by my students. And so I went into it assuming that I had everything I needed to be successful and to help my students be successful. And the truth is that I wasn't. I didn't learn this until after 5 years in the classroom that, there's a lot of things that we don't have access to, that we can't fit into the school day because the system doesn't allow it. So, what I mean is, the tools that I didn't have were things like cognitive training programs. So half of my classroom is full of students that are struggling with learning in some capacity. And all I can do to help them is to modify the instruction, differentiate the instruction, and um, things like that. But that is just managing symptoms. That's not actually addressing their struggles and what's causing their learning struggles. So the truth is 80% of learning struggles are going to be caused by weak cognitive skills. So just to know that as a teacher, that you don't have all of the tools you need. So you should look outside of the school system and understand the resources that are there in the community and abroad so that you can point parents to those solutions. So parents appreciate understanding what the issue is and that there is a solution outside that can help. And a lot of parents are okay going outside the school system to do that. Um, the third thing I wish I knew was just knowing that the school system itself is built to support, not fix. So it's kind of very similar to like the the medical field or our healthcare system in this country. You know, you go in, they want to just manage the symptoms, not often get to the root cause of it to really address what's causing it. So I go back to what I mean is um, our system is focused on accommodating, modifying, differentiating the instruction so that the kids can learn the content and then we can just push them through. And I get it. Like, I was a classroom teacher. It is literally like the hardest job in the world. It is so hard, you guys. So I get that, and I am definitely not shaming teachers. Like, I was there. I remember. I understand. Have the anxiety attacks to prove it. From teaching and trying to be a good teacher. Yeah. So it's just, you got to understand what the system is doing, and that very often, to support a neurodivergent learner, that you have to be prepared to go outside of that school system to really get that specialized intervention and support. But alongside what the school is doing, modifying, accommodating, those are working together. You need the what should be short term modifications, accommodations, while you have a long-term remediation. So the remediation is something like cognitive training, where you're getting to the root of the struggles for learning and you're addressing them there, so that the once those really improve, well, then you don't need the accommodations anymore. That really is what it should be. So um, anyways, if any of my teachers are out there and I'm blowing your mind a little bit right now, I get it, but I'd love to hear from you, and I can share some resources with you that can help you support your students better too along the journey, because we're not alone. We definitely are in this together. Whether you're in the classroom still or out of the classroom now, like I am, we all want what's best for students, parents, teachers, the school system. So we just have to work together to get to that, you know, creating that vision of where all students are getting, quality education and getting what they need.